Cauliflower is one of my favorite vegetables, and a lot of people think of it as a cold weather vegetable. So in the fall and winter, and we roast it, we turn it into soup, and that's all great, but it's actually really nice on the grill. If you do everything right, you can get something that's charred on the outside, tender on the inside. It's really, really beautiful. So that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna start with this gorgeous head of cauliflower here. And the first step is to remove the leaves. So I'm just gonna snap these guys off. And what I like to do in order to get rid of all of this green that you see around here is to use a paring knife and just trim around. Makes it much easier to pull everything out. Okay, great. So the next step is to trim the stem so that it's flush with the end of the cauliflower. So just a little bit here. Just take that off. A lot of times that part can be a little bit tough. So we're gonna cut this into wedges, which are a really nice shape for the grill. They're gonna hold together really well, so they're not gonna fall through the grate, and they give us a lot of surface area for great browning. So I'm gonna cut into 6 wedges. I'm just gonna go first right down the center, like that. I'm gonna turn the cauliflower this way. It's gonna allow me to see the stem here, and I can judge how far my cuts are going in and really get nice wedges out of it. So for each side, we're gonna get 3. That's great. So now we have a little bit of core on each one. That's gonna help them hold together. So seasoning this with dry salt is not really a great option. The salt's just gonna bounce right off of the hard cauliflower. To get around that, we're actually gonna make a solution of salt and sugar and dunk the cauliflower in that, which will help season the outside really, really nicely. So it starts with 2 cups of water, and then we're gonna do a 1/4 cup of salt. To help with browning on the grill and improve the flavor, we're also gonna add a little bit of sugar. So I'm adding 2 tablespoons of sugar, and I'll just whisk it until it's completely dissolved. All right, now that that's all dissolved, we'll take each piece of cauliflower one at a time, just kind of hold it by the stem here, dunk it in, make sure it's nicely coated in that brine. We're not gonna leave it in there, we're gonna get it out. I'm gonna put it down here on the rounded side. All right, and that is the last one. It takes a fairly long time for it to soften and get nice and tender on the inside. So we're actually gonna jumpstart this in the microwave. So I have it on my plate here. I'm gonna top it with a large bowl. I'm gonna pop this in the microwave and cook on high power until it is tender. And I'll tell that by using a paring knife, going right into the stem until it meets no resistance. That usually takes about 14 to 16 minutes. So it's been 14 minutes and it looks good. See lots of steam in there. This is a very hot bowl, so you wanna be really careful as you take the top off. And I like to do it away from me so that you don't get hit with the steam. So I'm gonna take my paring knife and we're gonna test and make sure this is nice and tender. So we're going right into the stem and we should meet really no resistance at all. And that is super, super tender. That's perfect. When we go on the grill, we know that water is the enemy of good browning, so we wanna get rid of as much as we can on the surfaces. We'll get better browning for it. I'm gonna transfer my cauliflower over to this paper towel lined plate here and get rid of some of that excess moisture. Now I'm just gonna pat them, make sure we get rid of any moisture that's kind of hanging out on the surfaces. You can see the paper towel on the bottom soaked up a lot, which is great. Now they're nice and dry. I'm gonna transfer them over here to this baking sheet, make it easier to take them out to the grill. After the cauliflower is grilled, there are so many different ways to finish it with different sauces, but I'm gonna go with something super simple, just chives and lemon. I'm gonna start with the chives here while my knife is still nice and dry, and I'm just gonna mince about a tablespoon. I find having them wrapped in a paper towel like I do here really helps hold them together, makes slicing a lot easier, and then as you get towards the end there, you can just push them up a little bit more. Otherwise, you got chives all over your cutting board. It's no good. Beautiful. Okay, next up, I'm gonna serve these with some lemon wedges. Now it's time to head out to the grill. So the grill has been heating on high for about 15 minutes, so it's nice and hot. I'm gonna turn the burners all down to medium high. Next step is I'm gonna get it nice and clean, so I'm gonna use my grill brush and give it a good scrub. And because we want nice browning and no sticking, I'm gonna put a little oil on this paper towel and grease them up. Now time for my cauliflower. Now this is nice and tender because we got it in the microwave for about 14 minutes. So we're just gonna look for really beautiful browning here on the grill. I've got a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil here, and I'm gonna brush all sides with it. That's gonna help get us some really beautiful browning. Now we wanna flip them and make sure that we get both sides nice and oiled up. Okay, so now I'm gonna go onto the grill with the cut side facing down. I like to use a thin fish spatula for something like this. You can get under there, be really, really gentle with the cauliflower. It's a little bit more gentle than using tongs. Lower the lid here. We're gonna cook for about 3 to 4 minutes until it's spotty brown on that side, and then we'll flip. So it's been 4 minutes. We'll take a look. And we've got some gorgeous browning underneath here. So we've got good browning on that first side. I'm gonna flip it to the other flat side. It's the beauty of making wedges. You get 2 really gorgeous sides for browning. Okay, so now we're gonna close the lid and we're gonna go for another 3 to 4 minutes, again, looking for that gorgeous spotty browning. It's been another 4 minutes and we've got gorgeous browning on our second side. What I'm gonna do is actually get them onto the rounded side of the cauliflower and give that a couple of minutes to cook. So that's only gonna take another minute or two, and while that's happening, I'm gonna run inside and grab my platter. Okay, so it's been another 2 minutes, and these are perfectly done now. So I'm gonna bring my platter over here, and we'll pull them off. We're gonna finish this really simply. We want that cauliflower and char flavor to come through, so a little bit more extra virgin olive oil. I'm gonna use about a tablespoon. I really like to keep it in a squeeze bottle at home. It just makes it so much easier to apply it. So we'll just give a nice drizzle. Some freshly sliced chives on top. One of my favorite things to add. All right, so it is time to eat. I'm gonna go for this nice one right here. I love it with a little bit of lemon, so I'm gonna do a little squeeze on that. Now this is one of the most simple ways to do this, but we've got some really interesting flavor combinations and spices up on the website if you wanna get a little more creative. That is absolutely delicious. It's so tender on the inside, beautifully charred on the outside, and I love it dressed simply with just a little olive oil, lemon, and chives. So the 2 keys to doing it right are dunking the cauliflower in a salt and sugar solution to season it really thoroughly on the outside. Then we microwave the cauliflower before it hits the grill so that it's beautifully tender inside and nicely charred outside. For America's Test Kitchen at home, my absolute favorite recipe for grilled cauliflower.
Thanks for watching. You can get all of the recipes from this season, along with our product reviews and more at our website, americastestkitchen.com/TV. Thanks for watching America's Test Kitchen. What'd you think?
Well, leave a comment and let us know which recipes you're excited to make, or you can just say hello.
You can find links to today's recipes and reviews in the video description.
And don't forget to subscribe to our channel.
See you later.
I'll see you later.